Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Retail Insider. Joining me today is Ken Keelor, CEO of Calgary Co-op. Thanks, Ken, for joining us today.
Thanks, Mario, for having me on your show. It's great to chat with you again.
All right, let's talk first of all about the last year in sales. You guys recently reported those sales numbers, 1.23 billion, down a little from the previous year of 1.264 billion. Tell me a little bit about what was happening in sales for you folks in your last year.
Yeah, sales certainly, I think, across retail have been coming back to more sustainable levels. And we certainly saw that in our sales in 2021. A slight downtick, but really reflecting what I would call a return to normal in the lives of our members. In food, we were down a little bit in liquor as well. So food and liquor, are sort of businesses that are forefront retail. And we also saw a continued decline in fuel demand. We still haven't reached back to the 2019 levels on fuel. And some of that is driven by people not driving as much, still working from home through 2021, but also the higher price of gas. On average, Mario, in 2021, the price of gas was $1.18.5. And if you compare that to the year before, it was 91.9 cents. Now that can impact substantially, people's lives beyond, the work from home. But net earnings, we were at $30 million compared to 23.1 the year before. And that was mainly due to a higher fuel margin as well as an increase in the patronage paid by FCL on fuel.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your strategy as a company. You compete in that big marketplace where you see some real giants, in the industry. What's your strategy in competing against these big players?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, our strategy, I would say, has the backbone of a 5-year strategy, which we refreshed recently about a year and a half ago. And if you remember, a few years ago, we built a 10-year plan, which we revisit that. And recently, we refreshed this in the form of a 5-year strategy. The strategy is focused on customer experiences delivered through inspired team members, but it's also supported by continued focus on operational efficiency, on optimizing our assets, being our real estate, our team members, our entire investment in infrastructure. And that's something that we really believe in and focus on. We, under that strategy, have 24 initiatives which we're executing on over the next few years. But I would say, if you would ask me to encapsulate the whole thing, the strategy is focused on quality, localness, community, freshness, and of course, the ability to be more agile than our much larger competitors. And nothing highlighted that more than the pandemic. Our strategy held up really well through the pandemic. Health and safety is one of the top priorities within those 24 initiatives that we continue to focus on. And so we built off of that. On the people side, it's been amazing that for a 6th year in a row, we qualified for Alberta's top 75 employers. And there's a whole bunch of criteria to qualify for that. So a very sharp focus on our people, on succession, on talent, and on morale through this time frame has been really, really important. So our strategy is to very much compete for the consumer. But the end of the market in which we compete, I would say, is slightly different to the discount competitors. So the end of the market we are looking to win in is that area of a more discerning customer that's looking for an experience. And so we are constantly working on the customer experience and the team member experience. We believe team member experience translates into customer experience. And I would only say to you that people are the secret ingredient, but we invest a lot of time with them in order to drive that. And especially now, coming out of the pandemic, our strategy is very much pivoting towards smile, greet, go back to the things we're good at, inform, share the knowledge about the products, help people with their meal planning and preparation, and all the way to continuing the good work done on pharmacy through the last couple of years to look after patients as they need their boosters and they go back to med reviews, etc.
All right. So you mentioned a little bit about local, and I wanted to touch on that. And I know behind you is a sign, Cal and Gary, and there it is. Yeah. and then you also there's also founders and farmers. Tell me a little bit about the strategy there and why that local branding of product is important.
Well, it's a wonderful question. I love answering this one, so thanks for asking it. We're really, really proud of the work we've done. It's been 2 years now since we moved to a new food distributor, and we did that to position ourselves in the market to really springboard on being unique and different to those competitors. And you kind of asked that question earlier, but that was our springboard. And we used that springboard to launch a new private brands program based on what we'd heard from our members. The program is focused on two brands. Cal and Gary's is all about being Calgarian. It's all about the little humorous Calgaryisms on the pack. Eggs ready to crack like a windshield, or pizza cut and fall like the city. We've just launched olive oil, and although it's not made in Calgary, obviously it's olive oil. Beautiful product, by the way. It's on it. It says, "For the city that loves its oil," and so it's a little bit of humor, it's a little emotion, but they're great products. We're really, really proud of them. So they are all about quality, Calgariness, and so on. Founders and Farmers is all about being equal to the national brand, but at a significantly lower price for the customer. And it goes back in many ways in its branding to the heritage of Calgary Co-op, founded by farmers, ranchers, producers, years and years ago, 65 years last year. So we now have over 1,000 products and growing, but it's not so much about how many products, it's about the position in the market that we wanted to create for them. And certainly team members are very proud. We do a lot of sampling with our team and with customers. When it comes to brands, though, we also think about localness as the local suppliers that we need to support. So beyond the 3,800 people at Calgary Co-op and another 250 at Community Natural Foods, so over 4,000 team members, we also believe we provide employment to about 1,000 supplier personnel through the local products and brands we carry, which now are over 2,400 products. A couple of years ago, Mario, that was 700 items. Now it's 2,400. We have 120 plus local producers, and we really nurture those relationships to grow together. We give these suppliers a foothold in the industry by coming into our stores. We did that in the coffee category, where we put in a 4-foot section of local coffees, premium coffees. Consumers loved it, members loved it. We doubled the size of the section, and we've begun to look to other categories to do the same. So through the pandemic, the importance of Cal and Gary's, Founders and Farmers, and local brands really was enhanced because people were looking to buy locally. They wanted to find products because some national brands were not even available, or they wanted to support the local economy. So local producers, private brands, and then the emotion of buying Cal and Gary's and experiencing an awesome product. Those are all really, really important differentiators for Calgary Co-op, and we're leading on local right now. We lead the market.
As you look forward, in terms of the consumers themselves, what do you think the consumers of tomorrow will be looking for in a grocery store?
Yeah, I think, there's a few things here. I think they're looking for an experience, and it depends on the shopping episode, by the way. There are some, what I would call quick fill-ins, which they might just want to buy milk and eggs. There are other times when they are really strapped for money and they might just be looking for savings. But we believe overall that the customer of tomorrow that shops certainly in a brick and mortar store is looking for the experience. They want knowledge, they want help preparing their meals, they want quick, easy recipes, they want digital rewards and a digital experience. They want to be able to also go online for that same bricks and mortar and have a similar experience. So we think that they want to help themselves a lot. So, you read a lot about checkout list stores and e-shelf tickets and all of these things. I think there's a bit of that, but also they want that experience of personal interaction. And I believe that everything we're hearing and reading, the pandemic has really enhanced that need to interact. Events these days are packed. Everyone wants to buy, everything's sold out, restaurants are sold out, events are sold out, because people need each other. We're a social being. And so I think how we see it is an experience. I can find the staples anywhere, but what else can you give me? And what can you do that changes my life? So we really want people to be able to live their best each day, and we support them through our various lines of business and our services. I think the store of tomorrow, there'll be a lot of debate about it, but the financial aspect will also be important. How do we sustain this business? We are seeing significant inflation right now. Fuel has gone up substantially, which impacts everything. Suppliers are about a year and a half away from coming back to any semblance of normalcy. And that was before the fuel prices went up so much. So I think as we try to deliver that experience, it'll have to be in a way that there's a symbiotic relationship with the customer. In other words, you get an experience, but in exchange for that experience, you shop with us. So loyalty or making sure that the baskets and the frequency of shopping are more centralized is going to be a challenge for all retailers. And we really believe that those who are at the experience end uniquely like we are can win. And then those who are at the extreme other end on price can win. But I think there's no middle ground. So for those that are in the middle, I think they're going to struggle.
All right, super. Ken, bring me up to date on the number of stores you have.
Yeah, we have 24 food stores now. And we have, of course, over 30 gas bars and liquor stores. We have 3 home healthcare locations and 1 more coming. We have 10 cannabis stores, and we have our 3 community natural foods locations. We also have 2 pharmacies we purchased over the holiday timeframe, over Christmas there actually, and they're called Beacon Pharmacy. And they take us deeper into supporting the community in 2 areas, mental health and addiction. And so we're quite pleased to learn about that business from the team at Beacon. But so that's the network right now, and it's certainly one area that doesn't get asked about as much now. It was during the pandemic is e-commerce. So there's beyond the bricks and mortar structure, we have been doing a ton of work on e-commerce. So check out our website for food, for pharmacy, pickups and deliveries. All the lines of business are now on e-commerce, liquor, of course.
And what's on tap in the near future in terms of other stores?
Yeah, we are, cautiously optimistic about the future of Calgary, and we've been already doing a lot of work. So we've finished renovating our Dalhousie site. At one time, we were going to redevelop it. We decided to go a different route, and we're really pleased with the renovation of Dalhousie. That was an old store that you wouldn't recognize the outside or the inside, and the entire site. We have begun significant work on Oak Ridge, which by 2026, you'll see a complete transformation. But at this stage, we built our 2-level tenant building. Our tenants will move over. Then we'll build our food, we'll demall, build our food store, move the food store over. Pretty excited about this. Is a really important site. For years, the consumers have shopped that, and we're keeping on all of our renovations a line open to the customer. So we email them. There's on-site messaging and videos which tell them what the site's going to look like, and we kind of thank them for their patience with some savings and regular information. North Hill, we are working on contracting to redevelop that site. It's going to be very exciting, as well as, of course, we are renovating our biggest, best store, which was Midtown downtown. We've done phase 1, and there's a phase 2 coming on that. As we did that, we simultaneously renovated the community natural food store downtown. As you know, downtown business had been struggling. We're seeing it coming back. And we wanted to take that store and implement the first part of our natural food strategy, which was modernizing community and natural foods without losing the essence. So we'll now focus on updating the other community natural food stores. We'll focus on driving towards Marda Loop and a build over there. So obviously will be one of our most exciting stores, smaller. We built Sage Hill last year and opened it in November. We're pleased with the look and feel of the store. Clearly, the neighborhood is going to take a few years to get to a sustainable level for that store, and we knew that going in. But we're really pleased with the look and feel. It's our first smaller store. So outside of that, I think you'll see us continue to focus on our pharmacy business and grow it, our home healthcare business, and just a kind of stability in the other areas. Food will be all about driving unique differentiation not so many more stores, but more selective growth, but taking the current offering and raising the level of uniqueness and differentiation. The first 2 years was about stability with the new food distributor. The next 5 years is about uniqueness and differentiation.
All right, super. Thanks, Ken, for joining us today.
Well, you're very welcome. Reach out anytime, Harry. Have a great day.
You too. That was Ken Keelor, CEO of Calgary Co-op. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Retail Insider. Thanks for joining us today.